My name is Brendan, I'm 54 years old, and throughout life I've always had a passion for fashion and music. It was fashion that really led me into a love of scooters and more importantly Lambrettas, as Lambrettas are seen as a fashion statement as well as a good provocative engine bike. So it was fashion that brought me into the Lambretta scene, and it still is an iconic member of the fashion statement today as it was years ago. The scooter is actually a Lambretta LN125, which is a newer version of an older Lambretta. Why I went for this one is because I'm not mechanically minded and I wanted to ride a bike rather than tinker about with engines that I know nothing about. This is a way into the world of scootering properly for me. I chose it basically on looks and the ease of ride because it's an automatic. They started making them 3 years ago back in Italy again. They've been transported over and took off that well that they're no longer sending them over to Britain from Italy, as it's seen as comparatively as good as the older Lambretta. But for me, looks-wise, it is as it should be, and it's as authentic as I want it to be. I've now been riding for 12 years, various scooters. I've had 6 scooters in that time, and the way I've done it is I've built up from retro lookalike bikes to eventually owning my very own Lambretta, which was my goal from the start. So 12 years of riding, 6 different scooters, and it's led me to my Lambretta, which I've aptly named Vincento. The bike itself reaches a top speed of about 58 miles an hour, which when you're on a scooter is more than enough. I'm one of these people that believe it's not all about speed, it's all about the enjoyment of the ride. And because it's an automatic, which the purists don't like, it actually is better for me because it gives me a smoother ride, and ultimately that brings more enjoyment out of owning a scooter than having a geared ride which doesn't suit my tastes. But performance-wise, fuel-wise, everything, it's easy to keep on the road and it's not expensive to run. I've now owned my bike for 3 years. Not a week goes by without me polishing or maintaining it to the standard it's been kept at. And I don't mean it in a conceited way, but one of the lovely things about owning my scooter is when I'm out riding is the admiring glances and looks you get from people you pass by, and obviously traffic that you pass by or you line up next to. And it's lovely to see a reaction of somebody that enjoys it as much as I do. Future-wise, the ambition is to have another scooter, but realistically I will never get rid of my scooter, as basically like there's a love affair with it. It's a new bike, so what I would really like to do is, if possible in the future, is get myself a little project that I could work on and do. So I've got an old and a new. The old for something to do as a hobby, the new one for reliability and getting me around, whereas the other one would be a project to work on and to venture back into the past and see how things did work and get a greater knowledge of engines and where to source parts and things like that. But realistically, I don't foresee myself ever selling or getting rid of Vincent, but I'm open to having a project or another scooter just for everyday riding and keep Vincent up for the good weather and for enjoyment.